What's going on, guys? It's your boy Calabash. We are doing QLF Gaming. So we're going to go ahead and get it started off, man. We're going to be covering Marvel Rivals today. I know everybody's been playing that 20 million player base, looking really good. So a lot of us Overwatch players kind of switched over. We don't want to discuss that too much, but I want to talk about a couple things that are kind of plaguing the ELO, right? And ELO means like, the rank that you may be in, whether it be bronze, silver, gold, platinum, a diamond and what have you. So I think the issue that we have, there's five things that I feel like players are not doing. And I'm not going to sit here and go into crazy detail. Let's just look at five things that I feel like we need to focus on to make sure that we can climb out of the ranks that I think you guys are struggling in. And me, as a person that also did struggle in the beginning, this is what I found was a lot easier for me to use to climb, right? So the first thing that you want to have is positional awareness. And like if you were a previous player of like Overwatch or TF2 or any of the other like games, Paladins, stuff like that, that gave you that kind of like 5v5 to 6v6, player-based matchup with fighting for an objective, you need to know where to be. So you need to know where to be and why you're there based off what role you're playing. So whether you're, a Vanguard or a tank or a DPS or a duelist or a strategist or a healer or support character, you want to know where you're supposed to be at on the map and have positional awareness to know that, okay, I'm right here. And so my team knows that I'm where I'm supposed to be at, and they can help me easier because they know that I know where I'm supposed to be. They know where I'm supposed to be, but my tanks can peel back and we can help each other out. And you're in my line of sight for healing. You want to make sure that's a thing too, positional awareness. So now the next thing, let's go ahead and skip right through. The next thing we want to do is we want to have composition and team ups, right? Is the next thing. That's number two. So the next thing that you want to have there is you want to know who plays well together. Like what teams and what characters are going to be good matchups. Like if you get a 5% boost in this, or if you get the Thor and Cap, me being a Cap man, I get that electric shield. You know what I mean? So I want to make sure that I have things that are going to help me in the fight. The symbiote bond from Venom and Penny Parker and Spider-Man. You know what I mean? Obviously that turns Spider-Man into an assassin. You want to know what a good team up. So, but you also want to make sure the composition is strong. Because if you're not good at that character, I don't recommend running the team up because you want to make sure that everybody's strong and fortified where they are in their position. The pilot is what matters, not necessarily the character, all right? So you don't have to run team ups. You don't have to do that. You can run a whole team that has no team ups on it and totally blast the enemy opposition. But it's about the pilot. I want you guys to really understand that more than anything. The person that is wielding that controller or behind that keyboard is what matters and how they are able to synergize with other people. And that's what brings us to number three. All right. Number three is going to be team synergy and morale. All right. Like I know a lot of you have been dealing with this, like especially since like a lot of the people from Overwatch have come over. And this is a lot of criticism. And this is how you play. This is how you don't play going on in the game. And we have to kill that. In order for our community to be strong, we have to have team synergy. This is a 6v6 player-based objective fighting game, right? So like a objective shooter. So you want to make sure that you're not being a dick. You know what I mean? For lack of better words, don't be a dick on your team. You have to remember that the people that you're talking to and you're demanding that they switch or telling that they're trash, the ones that can't hear you, they're the ones you need to work together with in order to get the victory. Stop bashing your teammates. We have to stop this. Okay, we have to put a stop to that. Cancel that if you guys have cancel culture still alive or whatever the fuck, you know what I'm saying? But I really feel like, congratulate people on things they do well and suggest that they switch if that is a better matchup. We're not saying that you're doing bad on the character, but perhaps you should try a different setup. So switch your stance up to regain battle advantage is something that I say a lot. So you want to make sure you switch it up. Now, that which brings us to the next thing, number 4, man, counter switching. All right. Knowing when it's time to switch. If somebody is stopping you from doing what you normally do really well, you may want to switch your stance up to regain battle advantage. Now, there are a couple different ways to play every character. You can play Spider-Man inside or Spider-Man outside. You can play Cap for a stall or Cap for healer dive. You can play different people different ways. The kits are so versatile that you do have different ways of playing them, which is probably why everybody is turning into a coach, right? Everybody's trying to tell you how to do this and how to do that because that's how they do it. Now, just because your version of the character that they're telling to switch isn't working or is not doing too well, doesn't mean you're not good. It doesn't mean you're not good. It just means that the version that you're currently playing that character as is not working for our composition. And so we're asking you to switch to another character. That's all counter switching is. I'm being stopped from doing what I'm doing. I switch it up to counter back. Okay, so like if you are a cloak and dagger and you're utilizing your ult, let's say before the patch, and you're trying to use your ult, you're painting the point, and Magneto just bops you in the head with Meteor M. Like you want to counter switch off of that so you can get those heals out and not be countered every time that you ult. You want to pick, like if you're on like Mantis and Spider-Man is diving you, if some of you Mantis have problems with that, you want to make sure you, like if you don't, you're not able to put him to sleep, you can't CC him, then maybe you should switch to another character. Maybe if you're out of range all the time on Sue and your little sports skills just aren't making it to me because you're so far back that you don't realize that your depth perception is off and you're not healing me right. I mean, I feel like there are things that you do differently. If you're getting constantly dove, maybe you might want to switch to a Namor. These are called counter switches because I want to stop what's happening. You know what I'm saying? That's a counter, right? So now the last thing that you want to have, dude, on these 6v6 matchups versus, you know, like fighting for the objective is proper comms. Number 5 is proper comms. All right. A lot of times you might get a team and they are talking about everything but what is in front of us right now. And that is a problem. You want to make sure you're giving people call outs of where somebody is, but utilize that ping system that they put in the game. And you ping where a person is. And if you can't get them, ping a location. On my ping is a good thing to say. You know what I'm saying? So you don't want to be calling out like, not a good thing. Nobody wants to hear your moans and groans that you're getting your ass whooped somewhere in a corner. I want to know, hey, back left over here, so-and-so is on me. Hey, Iron Fist coming from top left. You know what? Spider-Man is creeping in the back line. Black Panther is in our lower right on their side, our spawn, their spawn. You want to utilize good and clear comms and keep everything extra out of the comms. There is a such thing as a negative flood in comms. You know what I'm saying? You can be, it's information overload. They call it sensory overload as far as it comes audibly. So you don't want to have that inside of combat. A lot of people aren't really good in high-risk situations. Their fight or flight kicks on in different ways. And you don't really want to impair that by saying things that are unnecessary in the comms, especially things that are inappropriate or whatever. Keep it about Marvel Rivals, man. We can get these wins. You need these 5 fundamentals in order to get wins. If you're not doing these things, you are throwing, in my opinion. We have to work together. It's 6, which means us 6 versus them 6. We shouldn't be arguing with each other, man. Let's keep it going, man. This is your boy Cali, QLF. A couple facts for you on how you can climb. And if you guys want to hit me up, mine is Calabash Dash on the console. And I'm running on Xbox right now. So we're going to be talking about a lot of things, man, and running it down in Marvel Rivals. Wonderful game. So stay tuned. And we'll see you later. Peace.